Hello everyone, welcome to Caesar's Snack Sandwich. Today we're looking at the Dracula Protocol, the Master Vampire. Now, in spirit of full disclosure, the reason why I'm looking at this protocol is because one of my viewers of this video, the top 10 DeFi yield farming on Ethereum opportunities, one of the viewers of this video suggested I take a look at it. I'll put a card up here in the right hand corner for anybody who's looking to watch this video. Anyhow, so back to the Dracula Protocol. What is the Dracula Protocol? This is pretty interesting because what it is it's an obvious vampire tech. It's one of your typical stake your LP tokens from somewhere else and gain my interests such as Harvest or Pickle or Alpha Hormera. There's quite a few of them out there right now, but this is another take on it, but it does have this pretty special take on it, something unique. Now, let's take a look at the homepage stats. So, currently, this is the DRC token. I don't actually participate in this protocol at all. I have zero money in it, but I thought it was interesting enough to take a look at and to tell people about it. Total value locked in right now is only 6.5 million, but it's rising. The current circulating supply of the DRC token is about 8 million, and they've already burned 2 million of the DRC, but they're also minting them, so it's an inflationary, deflationary token. So I will get into the details of this later on. Anyhow, so what does the Dracula Protocol do? So if we click over here on victims, we come to our pools. Now, there are Uniswap pools, the Dracula token versus ETH, and several other ones. These are all the Uniswap pools that offer the Uni token as a incentive reward for supplying liquidity. So all of these tokens, if you were to supply as liquidity on Uniswap, you could gain the Uni token. So it'll automatically farm them for you and sell them for rewards and so forth. I will get into the details of all these, but this protocol here has been looking for what they call victims quite thoroughly. So they have Uniswap pools, they have SushiSwap pools, quite a few in the SushiSwap. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them. You can check through the ones you're interested in. Pickle, LunaSwap, Dodo, Sashimi Swap, and YF Value or Value DeFi. So they're hunting quite thoroughly for victims, what they call them, LP tokens that you can stake here, and then this protocol will automatically take care of all the selling for you. So let's take a look at this flowchart. One of the members of the community members has created this, I assume. Or I don't know who this cron guy is. Anyhow, so this kind of gives you the flow of what you have to do. So if you want to be a Dracula Protocol user, you need to go to one of these pools that you're interested in. So maybe you go to Uniswap, or you can go to Pickle, or you can go to whatever it is, and you can get your LP tokens from these different protocols. So let's stick with Uniswap for now. So to go to Uniswap, you supply your half and half, 50-50, in this case USD and ETH to the Uniswap. They give you your LP token. You bring the LP token back to here, into this location here, and you select here. So with the LP token, you would come in here and you would approve the purchase or the spending of that LP token, and you then stake it with this. And you will start gaining some Dracula rewards, and you can harvest your rewards here. So that pretty much is all. It's pretty straightforward and easy. Now, what's the interesting part is it just sits there. And if you come to this part here, what they call the drainable, you can look through here. You can see all these. The amount of money that's been accumulating in these pools from people staking the LP tokens here. So these are all the different possible places that you could, all the LP tokens that you could stake on this protocol. And This is so far the rewards that are waiting to be harvested. Okay, so when you initiate the drain of these pools, let's say I wanted to drain this one, you would say, oh, there's $35 worth of drainable rewards. So I would select that and click this drain button, and then I would get popped up with a MetaMask asking me to pay the gas. So pay this $5 and then this would happen. Now, so this second value is the total amount of victim tokens on the master account. Now, if we look down at the Dodo pools, we see that they all have this same value of 1220 for this victim reward. By draining one of these pools, all of those victim pools will get that same $12 reward. Now, I'm going to reject this because I have no reason to pay for these people to get their rewards. So, I'll go back to the flowchart. So when I initiate this drain function, it harvests the reward. So in this case, uni. It then immediately sells that uni or that reward for ETH. That ETH is then used to buy the DRC from the ETH. So buy the Drac native token. And then that Drac native token is immediately 100% burned. So this is the deflationary mechanism inside the protocol. But the strange thing here, that what happens next is the protocol immediately mints 90% of these burned tokens and gives them to the people who own that pool. So in this case, if I had done this pool, all these people who have, they would get their percentage of this 90% given to them. Now what happens to the other 10%? 4% of this 100%, because the whole 100 is reminted. Okay, so 4% is gone, goes to the developers, 90% to the pools, 5% goes to this specific pool here. This specific pool as a rewards or incentivize people to supply liquidity to this pool. So that's why this percentage is quite high, because every time someone uses the drain function, it gives 4% of all that money to this pool. So every drain, every one of those drains, all of these will give 4% of their rewards to that incentive, to that Dracula ETH pool. Okay, now the last part, then the last 1% so will be burned. So there will be a 1% burned. So 90% goes to them, 4% to the developers, 5% to the Drac ETH pool, and 1% burned. And right now they're in a state of hyperinflation, they call it. So another 1%. So 101% are minted, 1% is burned, and 91 are given to this pool operators because they want to increase the inflation. So this is what makes Dracula Protocol pretty special. Two things: this mechanism of burning, buying their own tokens and minting and giving them to the rewards, and the fact that they have so many victims that they're looking to suck the blood of. Now, you are given the rewards in Drac tokens, so let's take a look at what the Drac looks like. If we look at the chart, it doesn't look too pretty, but the developers and all the people in the network, in the community, they all say the same thing. Farm the token, don't buy the token. So it's basically everyone's just selling the token. So at the first it was this value, and then people just dumping, and then some people actually buy, and then But now it's going pretty stabilized. It's becoming pretty flat. Now I assume this is because of the inflation deflation mechanism, and maybe people are not actually burning or selling or unloading so much, but there was a pretty big volume in here. So that's what it looks like. But if you look at the long term, it's a pretty big drop, but it is a reward. It is a free reward for just using the protocol, as long as you don't buy these tokens up at these tops, right? Now, another thing, the protocol has a pretty thorough audit done by what's his name, Valo or Vladislav Mihov. Now this guy was mentioned in the comment that the member put on my video here, and this is, you know, that it was already audited and it was pretty flowing, so he said check it out, so I did. So you can come and check out the audit and read it through carefully in your own time. It looks pretty solid to me. Another thing that's interesting, if you go into the Discord, it's pretty active. You know, I was able to get answers to my questions that I asked in the journal here. You see I have a question here, I got a pretty solid answer. So the community is not spammy, it's pretty helpful and small but active. The developer section, it's also pretty active. They talk about not only about some coding, but also about some possible opportunities and different things. So it looks alive. It's not a ghost town, that's for sure. And it seems pretty small, but motoring along. They have a Medium page, which I read through most of their articles, and I came across something interesting. They apparently, when they were writing up the sushi code, they found a pretty major bug, or backdoor or something, and they notified SushiSwap, but they warned that there's a lot of forks of SushiSwap, and that if you fork something and you don't fix it, then there's a good chance that the backdoor is in all over the place. So they're suggesting that people beware of other protocols, because they may be, if they're forks of SushiSwap, they will also have this backdoor kind of hackability problem. Okay, so that's pretty much Dracula Protocol. You can take a look at it and decide what you wish to do, or if you wish to do anything at all. I wasn't able to find any single person who's in charge or any main person, but the community seems to be pretty helpful and pretty alive and working, so come and check it out, and if you like it, that'd be great, and I hope I've given you some value. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Goodbye.